BLAPCHAT.
It's blap. Everything is blap.
BLAPCHAT. Oh.
I guess that sucked.
Crap. Blapper crap. Nope. What's up? Welcome to BLAPCHAT. That intro is not the same without Atlas.
Yeah.
It's not.
He provides that like baritone bass. Yeah. Atlas's voice is very bizarre. But he adds a cool element to the intro. Anyway, what's up, guys? This is BLAPCHAT, episode 80. This is episode 83, I believe, right? Last one was 82. I fucked that up. But welcome to BLAPCHAT, episode 83. I'm your host, Illmind. I got my co-host here. Let them intro themselves.
It's Glam.
Oh my God. Oh.
It's perfection.
It's perfection.
I'm back.
Okay.
It seems like it's been forever.
I thought you were gone for 3 years. I think it's just because you were in Iceland. So I just pictured you like on the side of a glacier with a fucking white mink on and shit.
Exactly.
Word.
Perfection was in Iceland. Of course, it's still Virgo season. So happy belated birthday to Perfection. We actually wished you a happy birthday, I think, last week, right?
Dope.
But we'll do it again.
Today's
Virgo season.
Atlas's birthday.
And today, of course, I was getting into that, is Atlas's birthday. He is not here.
He's having happy hour right now.
He's getting fucked up right now.
He's at brunch.
He took the day off. But shout to Atlas. It's his birthday. Make sure you go to his IG and Twitter and make sure you harass him with the HBDs and the you know what I mean, like the whole happy birthday shit. Fuck you, Atlas, all that. But yeah, welcome to episode 83. Shout to all of our subscribers, man. On YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. But shout to you guys who have been loyally listening. Is that a word? Loyally? No.
Loyalty.
Who have been loyal to loyally. I'm gonna copyright that shit.
Yes.
To listening to our podcast. Shout to all the music creators, the producers, writers, rappers, singers. Again, we hope to just talk about stuff that could inspire you and like inform you. You know what I mean? And listen, we don't have all the answers, but we sort of just like try to, target subjects that are relevant to the discussion of like being an aspiring music producer, artist, rapper. And we try to dissect all this stuff from our experience and stuff that we observe and see, and it's worth the conversation every time, because there's a lot of people out there that are on the grind, man, really. And we're all on the grind, so and there's no like handbook for this shit, so we like to talk about that stuff.
And loyally is a word, by the way.
Loyally is a word. Did I use it correctly?
I had to Google that.
Oh shit! So Professor Googled it. That's good. So that's good, man. My English is good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So yeah, man. We have a really special guest today. We're gonna talk to him very shortly. But before we do that, I feel like we have so much to catch up on, because it's literally been a while.
Yeah.
A lot of developments, I think, in the just production world. The first one that I saw, and I read this morning, and I'm pretty sure it's true. Spotify has now allowed anyone to directly upload their music to Spotify without a third party company in between. So anyone can like create an account on Spotify if you're an artist, and now you can upload your shit to Spotify, just like how SoundCloud was. What do you guys think of that? First reactions to that? My
first reaction is oh no. But like I mean
that's good for me.
It's good for us. But then that's like what about the other? I think it's you got to take the good with the bad. Where it's like, well, damn, if we're gonna make it open, if giving you the opportunity means I have to give everyone the opportunity, then give everyone the opportunity. So it's like, damn, because all I picture is like, I know it's gonna be a lot of people with one singles and bad artwork and unmixed but hey, you gotta learn. So
I think it's smart, but I agree with you, Glam. I think you're gonna get this influx of just like garbage, but I think you're gonna also get some good stuff, and it's gonna kind of turn into SoundCloud,
because they're trying to SoundCloud to me still holds that title as far as like discovery. Like people find people on Spotify and other places, but SoundCloud is like literally anyone can be discovered.
Like
so
independent, up and coming, established, everything.
So Spotify giving that, like, it's kind of like, it's almost like, why didn't you do it sooner a little bit? So I mean, I think it's gonna be good, but I will say they will probably have to start, clearing some profiles.
Monitoring. They got to monitor.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfection. What's your first reaction, opinion to that?
I mean, I guess for me, like that would intrigue me for my work.
Yeah.
It would be another platform for me, to post my music.
Yep.
But I do agree that it will kind of become like extremely oversaturated with a bunch of like BS, because it's like you said, it's kind of going to be like a new SoundCloud. But I'm interested in seeing where this takes music, because Spotify has definitely been trying to transition into, a platform that gives you more access to a lot of things, like even, more content.
Yeah.
And I think now what was it recently? They added credits and things like that to the songs
Song
too,
credits.
So like you said, it's like, why they didn't do it sooner? But I think a lot of these bigger brands, there's so many people, in these departments that make these decisions, and a lot of them kind of like tend to keep that like corporate-y
that's true
vibe. But I think they're seeing that like you have to connect with the people, you know what I mean? You have to give the people what they want and what's easy. And I think they're trying to, kind of incorporate what a lot of the other platforms are doing. It's like Instagram. We had Instagram and then Snapchat came out, but then Instagram was like, wait, if we kind of incorporate some of those things, it might help our users from like going to another platform.
Exactly. And also too, it could be a number of things why they waited so long. It sounds like a really big like back end technical upgrade, because now all of a sudden it's just free public forum now. Anyone can upload. That's like they're probably going to end up getting like hundreds of thousands per day. And so that's like a huge upgrade on the database. So it could be any reason, but I'm definitely curious about it and waiting to kind of see where that goes. But I do have a feeling that it will turn into SoundCloud, like in a good way, as long as they can stay in control of like the algorithms and really like bumping certain things up that get the plays and stuff, and then letting people get discovered.
Hope that happens.
Yeah, but hopefully at the end of the day, the result is like quality music, and then whatever garbage that's there just kind of falls into the trash can. So, man, we have a really awesome guest today. We're gonna give him a call and speak to him on a number of things. My guy JWHITE, he's produced a bunch of shit. He had a great year this year and last. Couple records he did. Bodak Yellow. I like it. There's more. We'll let him talk about it. But I'm really proud of my guy. He's been on the grind even before linking up with Cardi. But this is obviously life-changing stuff that he's experienced recently, and we're gonna talk to him about it.
What up,
what up, though?
What's going on? He said he can't see us, right?
Yeah, man, I can't see us, unfortunately.
I'm trying to fix my camera. Like, this whole Skype thing is crazy. I ain't been on Skype in like 8 years.
Yo, for real. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, again, thank you for joining us, bro.
Man, thank you.
And for the people that don't know, I kind of introed you before we hopped on, but why don't you give them just like a quick little discography of some songs you did recently, if they don't know?
Okay, just get straight to the point. I did Lick for Cardi B, featuring Offset. I did Money Bags for Cardi B. I did Bodak Yellow for Cardi, and also I did I Like It as well for Cardi B. So
that's a banger.
And those were all bangers, though.
Bangers.
Thank you so much. Those records still turning up right now.
Still turning up. You know what? And Jay, they're gonna turn up for a long time. I hope so. I think I really do have a feeling like those are, to me, modern day like club records. You remember back in the day when like there was a club record, and for every 10 club records, one will kind of stand the test of time, right?
Yeah.
And I do think that at least one of those records will stand the test of time. I'm putting my money on I Like It.
Yeah, definitely.
I like it.
I think that might be like a long-term, smash right there.
Now hold on, don't give up Bodak.
Bodak too. Bodak too.
Yeah.
Bodak too.
Hey,
I mean, shit, man.
I was in the club down here. Well, I didn't go to the club. I was next to the club, and I seen what's going on. They had Bodak recently. I said, y'all still dancing this song like it's still new. Jesus,
it's crazy. It's crazy. So Jay, again, a lot of our listeners are aspiring producers, rappers, singers, musicians, stuff like that, and you know, I know you've been on the grind for a while, and I know a lot has probably happened to lead you up to the recent success that you've had. But I also know that you have worked with Cardi like for a while, right? Like before she took off and became this megastar. So why don't we start there? Let's start with kind of the early days, the grind. How did you meet Cardi B, and like how did that whole transition happen from, like, you know, recording in the basement or the bedroom underground to now like mega stardom?
Crazy. So how much time I have?
However long you want, bro.
All right. So it's a journey to really make it make sense, right? So the journey to Cardi B is, you know, I moved to New York back in 2005. I was 19 years old. And I met this guy by the name of Shaft. I met him at a LL Cool J back to school event. I happened to live across the street from the park, and how I moved to New York was I met some guys off of Black Planet who did music. So it's showing my age. Like, it was a site called Black Planet, and Black Planet, and literally they was like, yeah, why don't you just come to New York and live with us? I never met them in person. It was like, and you know, the social media days were early back then, so that was a big risk. But I'm like, yo, 50 Cent from there, blah blah, you know, whatever. I'm about to go. So I went out on faith, and literally, what was crazy was like I said, I met Shaft like maybe a week or two later when I moved out there. So I was nervous. I was like, yo, this is a big city, blah blah. Shaft happened to be talking to somebody about the MTV Awards. So I heard that. I said, well, whoever this is, this came from the MTV Awards, so I need to talk to this person. So pretty much what I did was I waited in the corner until he got done talking, and I approached him. I said, hey, I make beats and blah, blah. I was stuttering. I was all nervous. I was like, oh my God, I make beats, and, you know, whatever like that. So anyway, he went into the crib, and he heard my beats on my keyboard that just came in that day on my Yamaha Motif that I had at the time. And he liked my tracks. So he happened, you know, to pretty much have me come to his house. And at the time, he had been working with Lil Kim and Loon and, you know, other bad boy artists, you know, because he was a producer himself. But he was, you know, get producers like myself under him to, you know, show me the ropes and, you know, just give me more experience. So anyway, that was 2005. So fast forwarding a little bit, I happened to leave New York, and I went back home to Kansas, where I'm from. And, you know, my group, what I was in, they convinced me to stay. And, you know, they're like, come on, let's do this group thing. You can be the producer, and, you know, you can do the rap hooks and sing the hooks and do whatever. I said, perfect. All right, yeah, let's do this again. Let's try it. We're going to make it big. So anyway, that didn't happen, of course. So throughout all those years, Shaft would always find a way to call me. He would always find a way to figure out where I was at. And my phone literally would be off sometimes, like I couldn't pay the bill. He would call one of my friends. I'm like, is he the FBI? How does he have my friend number? This is some crazy stuff. So
he would like check up on you every so often?
All the time. Yeah, he would, man. Like the most randomest times, he would just check up on me. So from then to 2016, I didn't see him. I never went back to New York, you know, so that's 11 years. Like but he would always check on me and just see where I'm at. So, you know, now 2015, my mother, you know, she was murdered due to the domestic violence, you know what I mean?
Oh, so, man, sorry to hear that, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. So, that took a toll on my life. That took a heavy toll on my life. So I just started becoming depressed, man, and you know, and I have 2 kids, so pretty much I was just in my own feelings and my own thing. 2016, I tried to commit suicide because I just felt like everything was, I don't know. It's like I was broke, and everything was, coming at me from whatever it was. Like when it rained, it really poured. It hailed, it snowed, sleet, monsoon, hurricane.
Yeah, you like you were at the
tornado, all
like
that.
the bottom of the volcano,
earthquake, everything happened. That could happen.
Were you creating at this time, like between your mom passing and the depression? Was it easy for you to create, or?
Honestly, after my mom's passing, it was a blur, if you want to be honest. Like I really don't remember months after she passed. Like she passed in January of 2015. Everything else was kind of just foggy because that was like my best friend. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so everything, I was out of it, if you want to be honest. Mm-hmm. I didn't know. I was with the daily motions of life and being there for my, my son at the time, and for my, daughter who lives in a different state. I was just going through the motions. Mm-hmm. But after I attempted, whatever, I called my cousin in Brooklyn, and I told her, what went down and, what happened, blah, blah, and she was just, she was like, you need to come here now. You need to come to New York right now, literally now. So I had a little money in my account. I booked me a flight the next day, and literally, I'm just going there, just getting love from my cousins and, from, her husband, and just they just building me up, because I'm so down. Like I'm literally down. And literally, I was there a few days, and I said, you know what, let me call Chef. Let me call him.
Wow. So
I happened to call him, and I said, hey man, I'm in town, yo. I'm here in New York. He said, what? I said, yeah, I'm here. He said, you got some beats? I said, yeah, I got some beats. I always got beats on me. And still, guys, I'm in a crazy place in my life. I'm still down. I'm like, I'm depressed, whatever. I don't know. It just wasn't good looks. But anyway, I went to his house, and I plug up in the same basement that he was in before, with my picture still on the wall from 11 years ago. Mm-hmm. still in the same spot. Wow. And I plug up, and Cardi B comes out the other room.
Wow.
And that's how, I met Cardi B. It was a seed that I planted years ago. Years ago that it happened in 2016. And it still wasn't like game changing then, because you got to think, Bodak Yellow came out in 2016. That's when the world pretty much got onto Cardi B. You know what I mean? So
and at that point, like meeting Cardi B, it was still like a huge risk, even still coming out of depression, and you made all of these like life-changing decisions in the matter of like, it sounded like a couple of weeks or like a day. Right. It's like, okay, I'm all the way down, I'm all the way low. Let me take my first chance and listen to, what was it, your cousin, right? Mm-hmm. Listen to my cousin and move to New York. And then you're in New York, you pack your bags, you meet this new rapper, Cardi B, with someone who you haven't talked to in 11 years. It's all very like, I don't know if that's not like the universe or God's doing, then I don't know what is.
You're right. Exactly. No, you're exactly right, man. It was such a thing, it was such a risk, to just take, working with Cardi B. But, after meeting her and after just seeing her social media presence and just seeing the hunger that she had in herself, I could relate to it, because I was slept on so much, and I was in, crazy situations and doing tracks without getting credit, people putting their name on my you know how this whole thing goes, man. People just whatever, just being slimy and pretty much, I told myself, I said, I'm going to give Cardi B everything I have, and I'm going to make a choice to do this. I definitely didn't decide to do it. I chose, because it was the biggest risk, I could take with my, career at the time. And I say chose and I say decision only because I feel like in life we all have a chance to make a choice, and I feel like a lot of times a decision is the easy way out. Like, you know what, I'm going to do this because this is the easiest route. You know what I mean? So I decided to do that. You know, but no, I'm choosing to do this. So therefore, and my mom taught me that, you know, anything she chooses to do, she did. You know, before she passed, she told me, she was like, my real name is Anthony. She was like, Anthony. She was like, any decision that I make, just know that I chose to do it. Mm-hmm. So anything happens to me, anything, whatever, I don't live my life with regrets. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Love that.
So
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Man,
like choosing to, you know, do something and commit to the repercussions or the success
whatever,
from it, whatever it comes with. Whatever,
you know, because at the end of the day, you know that you've given everything you could possibly give to the situation, you know, and so when you choose to do it, that energy comes out, you know, it comes from a different place than deciding, because, you know, when you decide to do it, you know, you really didn't want to do that, you know, because you would have chose something else if you would have just did that, you know what I mean? So with me, I live every day is a choice for me to suck up as much energy and suck up as much of the day I can, because you just never know when it is just your last. So
and also, I think, would you say it's safe to say that like every choice that you make is also, there's a level of risk that comes with that too? I mean, you know, we talk about that a lot on this podcast, how like, you know, every new person you meet or invest your time in, speaking from a producer's perspective, like every snare that you choose to save and use in a beat could be a game changer for you, or any moment that you pick up your phone or don't pick up your phone could just change your trajectory. So yeah, man, it's so crazy.
And it's crazy how the cards align, because, you know, you spent a lot of time, like you met Shaft years ago, and then you spent a lot of time not talking to him, that when he came around when you were in a low place, it was kind of like, why not? Like, if we're here again, it's for a reason. Let's try to make something out of it. So within that time, when he asked you, you know, when you came back to New York and he asked you if you had beats, the beats that you sent them, when did you work on those? Like,
well, you know, when I went to
stash.
No, you know, when I went to his crib, you know, I just kind of let them, you know, just listen to a lot of tracks that I had at the time. But, you know, I've never been the guy just to make a bunch of beats and just, you know, have a pack of beats. I've always been more of a song guy. Like, let's get the song done and I'll send that, you know, to you. You know what I mean? And we'll go from there. But I just went through a lot of tracks, and Cardi, you know, she definitely liked my vibe. She thought it was really cool. And, you know, that was that on, you know, on that case. But I'll tell you this, though. People made fun of me.
Why?
Like, because you're working with Cardi B at the time.
Oh, I see. Early on, like before Bodak Yellow.
Yes. Before all that. Like, before any record came out that I did on her, you know, she had, you know, she had a different sound. It was a little different.
Absolutely.
You know what
I mean, before Bodak Yellow, no one had any real desire to work with her.
Right.
No, I remember, man. I remember, like, people would turn down, you know, features. People would, you know, people would just, they wouldn't take Cardi serious. But I understood it, and I understood where she wanted to go. I understood how hard she was working. Like, I understood when she was taping. That's why she left Love Hip Hop, because she wanted to focus on career, because literally she was taping so much that we didn't have our time to record. So, and her love was to be in that studio and to make this music happen. So, you know, when people would be like, oh, Cardi B, oh, okay, but yeah, you need to snap beats. But I'm like, nah, listen, she's going to go, trust me. And I would get literally like so angry because people didn't see what I seen, you know, and literally sometimes be in tears of like the passion of pretty much believing in somebody. Like, I literally, you know, as we're taught, you know, as kids, don't put all your eggs in one basket, have a plan A, B, C, D. You know, I don't believe in that. You know, I believe in, putting 100% into one thing, and you're going to get results.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, and it sounds like that's what you have done for a long time. And the crazy thing is, like, from the outside looking in, to me, it was the combination of you believing, getting out of that hole and taking a huge risk, but believing in yourself. Because if you didn't muster up that ability to believe in yourself, then this may or may not have happened. And also, Cardi B, I don't know her personally, but she gives off this persona and vibe of like someone who's really, really believes in themselves. And she gives off this energy of like, if I really want something or I want to accomplish something, I believe that I can do it, and I'm going to go do it. And both of those energies from you guys, the result of that is, number one records and like changing each other's lives. Yeah, man, huge, man. The payoff of all this. Honestly, we thought Lick was going to be the record. Yeah, we thought with Offset being on there, and just we thought it was a catchy, like, yo, this record gonna be. I was on Facebook like, yo, get ready, this is the one. Blah blah blah. Like, yo, like that's usually what happens though. It's always the sleeper.
Yeah, man. What you know what, bro? Bodak was such a look. That was a whole different thing, for it to come out. You know what I mean? Like how it happened. Walk us through it. How did that track happen? Man, just on a small scale of it, just and the way it happened for me was I was looking at Lick and I'm looking at the reaction, and her crowd is loving it. Her own niche crowd is loving Lick, and she's doing shows and people's liking it. But I'm like, the industry, they ain't taking her serious, man. It's not on radio. This is crazy. I'm over here like, and we're human. It's frustration. You know what I mean? It's frustration. And at the time now, listen, like literally, I'm broke as hell, y'all. Like I'm broke as hell. Like literally, I'm hustling beats to make my rent. Like I remember one time, I'm flying back and forth to Cardi B. Like literally, I picked my son up to go to my house. And he's like, hey, he's what 4 at the time, 4 or 5. But anyway, he said, Dad wants some cookies. So I stopped by the grocery store and I tried to buy some freaking Oreos, right? My car got declined. I said, damn.
Crazy.
I said, I'm broke as hell.
Crazy.
That's
crazy.
Like,
Jay, like your story, this whole story is so like inspiring. It's like, it's just like the perfect example of how people say, like, when you're all the way down and you're really low, the only direction to go is up. Up, man. Once you reach that floor bottom, like the bottom of the ocean, you can't go any further down. The only direction is up, and your up story is fucking amazing. It's really incredible. Still going.
You know what? It's crazy. I actually in 2016, doing all that. 2016, I was talking to one of my good friends who was in the NFL at the time, named Will Blackman. I was pacing in Brooklyn, walking back and forth outside on sidewalks on the phone with him, like, man, something got to give. He said, listen, go in and write down a piece of paper 10 like just unimaginable things that you want to happen within the next year. Just write it down, or he said write down whatever you want to, just write down whatever. So I went there in the house and I wrote down, I said by 2017 I want to have a #1 record. I wrote that down, right? Wow. And in 2017 I got #1 record. I said, oh my God. I said, yo. And then I wrote down, I said 2017, I want to become a millionaire. Now, listen, check this out.
You don't have to divulge that information if you don't want.
Oh, well, no. People need to hear real things. Yeah. It's like people need to hear real things because, like, we don't get a chance to just be real. Everything is so filtered. Like on Instagram, we put a filter on everything. No,
absolutely.
Sometimes we need to just cut it. And let
be human.
Yeah, be human, man. It's like I don't have nothing to hide. It ain't nothing. Listen, there's plenty of people who got way more money than all of us who's done bigger things. So I'm just writing down how it really can be. Like I literally wrote down what I wanted, and I got 9.5 of the things that I wanted. The only thing I didn't get was the Grammy. I got Grammy nominated, but I wanted that Grammy so bad.
But even being Grammy nominated from where you came from is like, man,
that's an
and that's only within a couple years.
Yeah.
So which means that the Grammy win will be right around the corner.
Oh man, I wrote it down. I after I got that list done, I did another list. After that, and literally, and that was I put number 1. I said I want 5 number 1s. Next, and so I like it with number 1. So I'm like, okay, I got 4 more to go.
4 more to go.
I kind of wanted to talk about that. I like it beat, and like where it came from. Like, how did you get it started? First, what DAW do you use? What DAW do you produce on?
Logic.
Hey, Logic Gang.
I'll give you a fire for
That's
that.
Different.
Right? You know what?
Logic Gang. So how did that beat come about? From you finding the sample to just the idea.
Okay, pretty much after we went number 1 with the Bodak situation. I was at Atlantic, and Craig Kalman actually asked me to come to his office and
shout to Craig.
Yeah, Craig, hey, what's going on, JWHITE? So I have this idea. No, he had his idea of just a Latin trap record. He didn't know what the song would be. He just I just feel like it would be monumental if we could just craft it and make it happen. He's like, can you come to my house tonight? I'm like, tonight? And I literally just flew in. I'm tired from another session. I'm like, this is like Bodak Yellow. I'm flying everywhere now. I'm just like, okay, so tonight you want to? He's like, yeah, 11 o'clock. I said, okay, I'll be there. I'm not going to tell Craig no. I'm going to be there. Yeah. So he played me a lot of different records, a lot of Latin records, and maybe the 11th record out of the 12 that he played me. I was half asleep, honestly. I'm so tired, and that record came on. Yeah, baby, I like it like that. I like it like that. I was like, yo, that's it. Give me that one. I need that one. Let's do it. And
amazing.
Pretty much that's how Like It came about.
Did Craig play literal records like vinyl?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
I seen all
because his vinyl collection is pretty damn nuts.
Yeah, when I went to the crib, it was literally he just got a new shipment in, and his whole living room that he had, on the floor is just it was just vinyls. You couldn't walk anywhere except to the kitchen, to the studio, and to the restroom. That was it. Everything else was vinyl stacked up on top of each other. But that's how it started. Literally, we started in October of last year on that track actually, and it took months to get that record crafted to where it was at. So it was
a lot of back and forth with Craig and stuff like that.
Yes. Oh yes, it was. It was a lot, man. It was a lot. And then Tiny hopped on the record at in the last 12th hour of it and add the bells and whistles to the track. And after we got it back from him, it was definitely a go. And man, honestly, I'm gonna be real. I was so tired of that dang record, doing all the versions. When a song came out, I didn't like it like that. Right. I didn't care. I was like, whatever. Cool. Whatever.
But Latin trap really is a thing, and it was good to see it merge within our culture of music, hip hop, because, I think trap has influenced the Latin music culture heavily, which is why you do have people like Bad Bunny and a lot of these guys that have that Latin trap sound. So it was interesting to kind of have it come into our modern day hip hop culture and have people embrace it, because that is that Latin track is a really popular classic song. So it was good to kind of see see that and interesting to see where you took it. Just the record
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you getting those Latin trap artist phone calls?
What? Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah.
What? Yeah, I am. I'm not gonna know who Messia is. But,
okay, yeah. Messiah's cool.
Yeah.
He's been around for a minute, yeah.
Well, I got his next single dropping on Atlantic. I got it coming out October 5th. It's a crazy record. But what's funny is it's not trap though. it's on some like reggaeton type stuff. But it's dope. It's dope though.
Amazing.
It's dope.
Air horn for that. That's lit.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man.
Man, so Jay, we asked this to all of our guests. You dropped a lot of jewels already, so this might be difficult. But for the upcoming producer, because a lot of the listeners here are hoping to one day sort of reach that like first milestone. We talk about that all the time, how like producers that reach success to a certain extent, came from somewhere and grinded and struggled and eventually, got to that first milestone that like turned their life around. Obviously for you it was like, the whole Cardi B thing. So what would be your piece of advice for the upcoming producer? What's something that they can do to help them get closer to finding that milestone for themselves?
Be willing to lose everything. Mm-hmm. Be willing to not be comfortable. Be willing to die for this, because I will. That's the thing. Mm-hmm. It's like, be willing to literally give everything up for success of whatever that is for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Placements are not going to make you rich. Placements is not going to, make you that thing. I believe in getting behind an artist that you believe in, and really locking in with that person and putting your sound to the test. Like, if your sound, you believe in it that much, bet everything on it. You know what I mean? Yep. Bet everything on it and put 100% into the universe. It's going to pay you back tenfold. And that's what I did.
Yep. That's fire right there. Artist development. We talk about that all the time. Find 1, 2, 3 artists that you really, really, really believe in and that they believe in you as a producer, and then just invest your time in them and shoot your shot and have no expectations. I think that's another one too.
Yes. Oh my God. No. What? Look, expecting anything in this industry is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just going with the flow.
Right.
Exactly.
So I have one last question. How often do you produce? I know you mentioned that, like, you don't have packs of beats and, you like to develop like songs. So what's that process for you? Like, do you work mainly in the studio when you're with an artist and that's how you produce, or do you like work on beats like when you at home or in a hotel too? Like, what's that process for you to get your songs together?
It's crazy. I just go with the feeling of however I feel, at that present moment. But I prefer to get in with the artist if I can, to at least catch their energy and to make it real as possible, and then I create from there, because I don't really care about the beat like that. It's kind of weird for me to say that, but I don't really care about the beat. It's more, I just want to pull the energy from the song, Right. If we can get them lyrics and that song right, then I produce behind the record. Like, I don't really make full out tracks, it's more, I have these loops or I have these vibes and we can write a song to that. And then once I get the vocals back, I'll do all the,
the bells and whistles.
Right. So how is it like if somebody hits you up, like, kind of like Shaft, but like, let's say someone else, and it's like, hey, I heard, your music. Do you have any beats for so-and-so? Do you usually say like, yeah, but let me get in the studio with them, or?
Yep.
Okay.
You dang right. Now sometimes I will have a track or some tracks that some other people didn't take that I made for them. Like, what, will this work for them? But a lot of times, right now, just like everything is so catered to that artist. I feel like I can get the best out of myself. You know what I mean? Yep. For them. One thing I can tell producers is this though. Before y'all let me go. In the studio, when you're with an artist or when you're just in there running that session, just allow yourself to be your best self. I mean, you have to let the artist know, the engineer know, whoever in there. You gotta, just like everybody want to be great in their own thing, they're not comfortable with that. You know what? You also got to be your own Michael Jordan as well. You got to be the very, very best person that you can be, so you can make that session and that artist be the very best they can be. So don't be afraid to be your best self. So if you don't like something, speak up on it,
Yeah, not every session is going to be the same. Some sessions you're going to be literally the shot caller. Some sessions you might be a little bit, in the background, kind of, and you got to kind of play it off in the way you can. But yeah, that's amazing advice. Be yourself. Be yourself. Jay, where can they find you on social media?
My name, JWHITE Did It. Just that's everywhere. JWHITE Did It is my name. Just Instagram, Black Planet.
Black Planet. You still got the Black Planet account?
Shout out to Black Planet.
Wow.
Twitter. Just JWHITE Did It.
JWHITE Did It.
JWHITE did it. If I didn't do it, I don't know who did.
Yeah, JWHITE didn't do it. If he didn't do it, he didn't do it.
If it don't sound good, JWHITE didn't do it.
You know what I'm saying? What else? What do you have coming up that you can speak on?
Okay, so I know I have another Cardi record coming out soon.
Fire.
Nice.
I got that coming. I got the Messiah record coming. I got a record with Allie Brooke from Fifth Harmony. I got her record coming as well. I just got done doing Javaya single as well. She's from the Four. I don't know, with the dreads.
Dope.
Oh yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, I just cut a record with her a couple of days ago. Talking to the usual suspects of people. Like we all do. But I know those, like my schedule, like singles, I know are coming out like for sure before this year happens. I'm definitely I'm going in with No Money as well.
I love her. She's amazing.
She's a dope person. Just for the I got Mary J. Blige, Tamar. For the culture, I got Drew Hill. I love Drew Hill.
Yes, please bring them back.
Yo, I love them guys, and what's dope is Britney Spears just took a record, so I'm excited about that.
Come on, bring Britney. I love Britney.
Britney has always been my fave. Like
people did hate. She got a lot of hate though.
During that Britney era, man, she bodied that. Yeah. You cannot say nothing. So she's a legend in her own right, man. She's a pop legend.
Legend. What? Yeah. Well, she's an icon. Like she can go anywhere, and who Britney Spears is. They Hit Me Baby One More Time will last forever.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's what I want. That's
and that Slave,
as a producer, come on.
That's it.
My favorite record from hers is the Slave one. It's like
Slave for You? Yes. Classic.
And the video too.
But Jay, it's like you said, you're right. Like, as producers, I guess a lot of our goals are to create records that can stand the test of time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man. That's what we need, bro. We, as producers, man, we got to pay it forward to each other, and we really got to learn, as us being in the industry and having opportunities, we got to teach, the younger guys or just people who don't have the opportunity, man, to just, we got to. It's us, man. We help control this sound. We help, push things forward, together. I feel like if we all learn to work together more, just. As just a whole, I think we can get way bigger, way more things accomplished, man, than just.
I agree. You're seeing it happen more, the collaborations with all of us, like happening. We just need to continue that culture and do more of that, man. So. And
do real music, man. Like bring in some guitar players, piano players, bring in some, like.
Exactly. Please.
Let's do some music.
Let's make some real music. Yeah. Not everything got to be MIDI on the grid.
Right.
Let's loosen it up a little.
Loosen it up. Sometimes it might be with no MIDI. with no quantize. I just want to just feel the real time.
What instruments do you play?
Exactly.
So I can play keys. I'm not like Beethoven or nobody like that. But you know what I'm saying. But
your major scales and your chords and.
Here's the thing. I can't read music to save my life. But I can play it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I grew up in church, so it's like.
You
I was
hear
kind of forced to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And also I'm a drummer by trade. I started off playing drums from 11 years old till now. So that's like my main instrument of choice is to to hit them drums. If
that's why your patterns are so crazy, man.
Right.
I love your patterns. Your drum patterns are nuts,
bro. Wait till this next one come out with with Cardi. When you hear it,
can't wait.
Oh my God, I really hope I hope the world hear this record, man. I really do. Like it's man, the drums are crazy. Like I really can't. Like it's crazy. I can't wait to hear it. It's crazy.
Well, we can't wait, man. Jay, we're rooting for you, man. Like it's really fun to like sit back and watch everything unfold, especially what you've been through. Like for the world to know that. I mean, the world deserves to know that, like what you went through and the risk that you took and betting on yourself, going all in on yourself and finding like all this success. And it's crazy. It's scary because you're just getting started. I mean, there's so much more to do.
Hey, man, listen, I appreciate you guys for having me on. Let me share a little bit of my story, and you guys are definitely just dope for doing this. This is amazing. Anything y'all need from me,
Thank you.
It's done.
1,000%.
You gotta pull up on us when he's in New York next time.
Yeah,
I'll be there on the 28th, 27th, 28th. I'll be there.
Okay.
Right.
I'll be there. I'll be there. So
I'll hit you,
hold on.
Jay.
So y'all in New York?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, we in Brooklyn.
Listen, I will be there. I'm gonna pull up. Let's go get some chicken or something like that. You know what I mean? Let's do it.
Let's go get some food for real.
I'm down.
All right, Jay. Appreciate you, my dude.
Yo,
enjoy the day.
Hey, yo.
Let's clap it up for Jay White one time.
Be easy, people.
Bye. Take care.
Peace, Jay. What a legend.
It's crazy.
He's got a lot.
Got a story.
He's got a hell of a story. I love that story, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's like probably my number one favorite.
Yep.
Like come up story for a producer.
That's like bottom.
Like
bottom.
ever.
He hit like super bottom.
You can't get any more down than that. All right, so let's get into Blap or Crap. I like it when Atlas does that. It's better. So guys, listen up. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna listen to your beat submissions, and we are going to give you constructive criticism. If we like the beat that we hear, we're gonna give you a blap, and if we don't like it, we're gonna give you a crap. And so if you want to submit your beat for this segment, all you need to do is go to beatthread.com, beatthread.com. You're going to sign up for an account, which is free, and you're going to start uploading your beats. You can get it's a really cool website. You can get constructive criticism from other users. There's a rating system, and all of the highest rated popular tracks float to the top. So it's a really cool website that we help build to get some feedback and listen to some other beats and get some inspiration. So beatthread.com is where you submit, and we're going to jump right in. Last few were kind of beat.
Were they last week? They were in it?
I don't think we did it last week. We did it a couple weeks ago, and it was decent, but we're ready to hear some heat. So our first submission is by Lloops with a Z at the end. Come on, bro.
Yeah, because it's already mad low.
She is mad low, son. Yeah, didn't you turn the volume up on there? It's pretty basic.
Yeah, it sounds like the hi-hat's got a little swing on it too. Or they're like unquantized.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the worst.
Yeah.
But
Snooze.
we talking over it, so
That's not necessarily a good thing. It's not a good thing.
No.
All right, that was Lloops with the submission.
I'm going to crap that.
Definitely.
Just get straight to the point.
Yeah, let's just get to it.
All right, so that was a crap.
Let's make some heat for some room for possible
Crap. It wasn't a
heat.
bad beat.
Yeah.
I can picture somebody buying it and hopping on it, but it was just extremely low. The melody was way too far back, and the drums weren't impressive for me. But it wasn't a bad beat, but
it wasn't good. Yeah,
It wasn't good.
it's a crap.
It's a crap.
That's a
It's a
crap.
prum.
It's a
That's a
prum.
prum. That was a crap. All right.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so our next submission is by Pitt Lab 309, son.
Pitt Lab 309. I wonder how that tag sounds. Pitt Lab 309.
Roof, roof.
Pitt Lab 309.
Roof, roof.
Pitt Lab 309. Was that a cat?
Oh, shit, here we go. Levels are all over the place.
I don't like the bass with that sample.
I don't like the placement of the sample.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for unconventional, but it just seems like it's like
It's weird.
trap monk. This picture looks like
Yeah.
orange people, but
You know what I picture that meme of Jay-Z when he's trying
he's like
Which meme?
Oh,
he's like
the
worried.
Jay-Z when he's trying
worried,
to
but
figure
he's
it
still
out.
vibing.
Like,
He's like
the listening one when he's got the
trying to catch
glasses.
the
I love
beat.
that.
Like,
yeah, I wonder what beat it was because he was so in the cut with it. Like, what is that?
yeah,
No,
that's
I guess
crap.
that's definitely a crap. I would
Yeah.
say. Yeah. It's just.
I didn't know where it was going.
I didn't know where it was going.
I just didn't like
I like the
the setup.
experimental pattern, but something about
Like
it.
I
just
appreciate that it was experimental.
Maybe
but
try
I
to
don't-
keep the drums and scratch that sample and do
I don't
something
Try it
else.
again.
I wasn't mad at the sounds, but I was a little mad at how they were used. I guess.
Yeah.
Yo, preach that shit smells good.
We gotta
What?
let them know.
That like spray thingy, preach.
Oh, that little spray thing.
I've been
just made me
smelling
sneeze.
this aroma and I'm
Sneeze.
just
It's
like,
like fucking smells like Bed Bath and Beyond up in here.
makes me.
All right, our next submission.
It makes me
Our next submission is Blanc, BLANC.
makes me wanna go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Here we go.
Or sheet.
Maybe I Like It inspired. Let's see.
Atlas would have been happy.
Oh yeah. I think this part's a little flat. Gotta keep the 808 in there.
Yeah, because you're only using the sample, so it's like
It's like EQ'd off.
use everything. Yeah. I mean, it definitely. The sample is in the pocket. The drums complement, but is it something I haven't heard before?
No, it's definitely.
Is it sonically? It's sonically bopping. That's it.
Yeah, it's definitely. There was definitely a bop to that.
It could go.
Oh, it can go.
I mean, somebody could if it has
can go.
potential.
I think I'm gonna blap that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a blap.
that.
My only critique is just keep the 808.
Maybe
in
the
there.
arrangement. Yeah, play around with the arrangement a little more.
Yeah,
to
drop
fill it
the
in.
beats. Just play with the instrumentation as much as you
that
can. Since
coulda-
the sample is already
That
there.
definitely could have went left with that sample,
Yeah.
but I like where he took it, and I like how he changed the pitch of it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna blap that.
I would say also shorten the intro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get right to that beat. Good stuff. All right. Wow, we finally got a blap.
Yeah. Finally.
Feels pretty good.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is Rise, and pardon me if I pronounce this wrong. Rison, Rizzon, Rizzon. Here we go.
Rizon could the beat.
Oh, couldn't hear it. Omnisphere bells. those hi-hats aren't like, it's just like, I don't know.
Maybe a shaker.
That's a close one for me. That's a close one.
I mean,
I'm gonna crap that.
Crap it. Yeah, crap it. It wasn't bad.
Crapping it.
But there was something about it that wasn't all the way there.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, that's a crap. But it was close. Like I think that could become a blap. This is what I would do. I would speed it up by like 2 or 3 BPM.
Yep. Yeah.
And do something in there to give it a little more rhythm. Those hi-hats are a little confusing. It's like
it's isolated.
Tapping on a chalkboard, like
thing.
every random, it's like there's no rhythm. So yeah, I think you just a couple tweaks here and there could be a good beat.
I agree. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Bruh.
All right. Our next submission is TNZ 55. Let's go. All right. Let's see this. It's called Swag.
Let's hope. That's good.
Oh God, that drop.
What a drop.
Oh, wait. I hear Stranger Things vibes.
The sounds are like so thin, like very like they make it sound like super thin stock sounds.
They sound stock, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a tight beat using super thin stock sounds.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me. So I'm gonna grab that.
Let's see where it goes. Here we go. Yeah. Got to see grams. Ginger. About to drink this in the. My name Josh. J. Jules. I got the juice. Got my hose.
Got my hose.
Got. Ho. Oh, yes. That's bad. That was not a freestyle. I guess that's a unanimous crap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
A no. Another no.
Another no.
No.
Another no.
I don't know.
I don't know. Stock sounds, better sounds, right?
Yes.
ARPs and stuff like that could have been a little bit better. So we need to increase that quality of sounds. Get Omnisphere. I mean, Omnisphere is always a good start for good sounds if you know how to manipulate them. So, all right. Next up is Tete Con. TETCON. Sound like a company. Sample is no go.
Samples like all over the place. Like
I like the drums. Pretty cool.
It's okay, but it's like I would change it.
Yeah. There's no sense to the sample.
yeah.
Wait. I like drums that sound like this, but that sample is killing me.
I like that hat. Yeah, I would just take out the sample.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drums are cool.
And bring up that snare a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little tucked. Well, that's a long change up.
Yeah.
All right, that was Tete Con. TeteCon.com.
I'm gonna crap that. Wasn't a terrible beat, but that sample just didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sample was kind of all over the place where I couldn't find like the groove of where it was going.
I agree. I do like the drum programming. I like the change up, but I feel like the drum change up should have changed like back to the original as well. Like it stayed with the change up, and it was just weird. And the sample chop was like weird. It was weird.
Booty loops.
It was weird. So yeah, I'm gonna crap that. But I like the drums. Maybe take the sample out and like try to chop it up differently or do some different shit. So, Glam, do you like that?
I just like the drums.
Drums, right?
The actual sample, I would just take that out and do something else.
Yeah, agreed.
So, yeah.
All right, our last submission for today is by Just Add Wadner. 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 Wadner, not water. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. Artist who
like
knows
listening purposes. Video game music.
Yeah, I feel like
Tekken 2.
this is like Williamsburg, Brooklyn theme song.
Right.
Like hipster fucking dance.
I like it.
Got my oat milk.
My oat milk.
Got my oat milk, my agave.
Agave.
Yeah.
That
Gluten free. Gluten free. Like someone singing. Vegan life. Got that vegan cookie.
Kale chips.
Kale chips. Kale chips. No dairy. I love almond milk.
Remember
My guava puffs.
Oh God. That was just add Wadner, not water Wadner. Yeah, I guess that's a crap, but
I'll crap it.
yeah, I don't know. It could be cool for something. Maybe like with the right artist or with like some kind of visual.
Yep.
You know, but I don't know. I can't put my finger on that. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, that's a no. That's a no from you, Perfection.
Nope. No.
Glam.
It's a crap.
It's a no. It's a crap.
It was good, but like I can't
blap that.
I couldn't blap it in my heart.
No. Can't do that. Very underwhelming, guys. So listen, if you want to submit for this this segment, blap or crap, just go to beatthread.com, create an account, and upload your beats. And make sure when you upload your beat, this is very important, when you upload your beat, make sure you hashtag blap or crap so that we can find you and we choose you at random and rock like that. But we're always looking forward to hearing some heat, man. And trust me, guys, when it's a blap,
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Man, episode 83. That was a good episode. Shout to JWHITE once again.
Yeah. Facts.
Awesome.
Crazy story.
Yeah.
Really amazing story, super inspiring. And let that be a lesson to everyone listening and all of us. Like, you know, like JWHITE said, just follow your heart. Bet on yourself, believe in yourself, number one, and go for it. And just know that if you're experiencing a low point right now, just know that the only direction you can go is up, and to do everything in your power to just have faith in yourself and move forward. You know, so shout to all of our listeners. Love you guys.
I want to give a shout out to my listener. Shout out to one of our followers, Alex. He's one of my followers too. He got me a really special gift for my birthday. I said on Instagram that I wanted and I needed something, and he actually came through. So that was really, really cool of him. I want to give him a shout out. His name is A.Mighty Music.
Shout to A.Mighty Music.
He's a producer himself.
Amazing. Yo, Alex. Major brownie points for that, man.
Major brownie points, bro.
That's amazing, dude. Really amazing. You gonna make some shit?
Yeah.
Oh shit, custom.
I got a sewing machine. I've been trying to get a sewing machine for a while, just because I've been into fashion too, and you know, I just want to work on my own personal clothes, and then you know, fashion and music kind of go together. We all love fashion, so you know, I was looking to buy a new sewing machine, and he actually happened to have one around, so he kind of donated that to Perfection's birthday. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Virgo season. It's been a good season.
Hell yeah. Amazing, man. But shout out to you, Alex, man. That was dope. Super dope. I'm on the market for a few things as well. I'm just kidding. My birthday passed.
Name them.
A couple things. But again, shout out to all you guys who are subscribed to us. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on all social media at BLAPCHAT. And we appreciate you guys, man. We'll see y'all next week. We're out.
Peace.
Bitches.
Horse.
Out. Horse.